What's up, Grace Girls? Welcome to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast, where we focus on helping Black women change their lives by discarding negative thoughts, pivoting in the right direction, and shifting their mindset through cultivating a trauma free lifestyle. I'm your host, Courtney Kristen, educator, content creator, life coach, counselor, and mental health enthusiast living in Houston, Texas. I created the Allow Yourself Grace podcast because I wanted to create a space for Black women to share their thoughts, feelings, and stories that make them who they are without fear of judgment. Allow Yourself Grace provides emotional support and encouragement within the Grace Girls community for women in need of non biased opinions from women other than family and friends. Personal development, self care, career, faith are among many of the topics we will discuss on this platform. Allow Yourself Grace podcast is here to encourage Black women to live unapologetically and thrive in being authentically who they are and were designed to be, an entire vibe. No topics are off limits. We will cover it all. Now, grab a notebook, pen, sit back, and enjoy the show.
What's up? What's up, Grace Girls? Welcome back to another episode of the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. On this podcast, we teach women how to change, pivot, and shift their lives in a new direction. Guys, welcome back. I'm so happy to be back. It's been about a month. Oh my God. When I looked at the calendar, I was like, oh, wow. This is episode number 50. 50, guys. I've been on it. I did great. And so I had last month off because I was planning a major event. Some of you ladies that have been on the podcast as guests were there in the building. And so I was super excited about that. But the event just, y'all, it just really, really almost took me out because it was a lot. It was a lot to plan. But at the end of the day, it was really worth it. Lots of great people attended this event. The goal that I set for the event was definitely executed and achieved. And so, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better event. I've been still receiving feedback, and it's about to be week 2 after the event, like receiving letters, receiving support, and just people posting their pictures. And so it makes you feel good when you really, really put your hard work into something and you get to see everything come to fruition and really, really come to life. And so it was just so nostalgic to really just be in that moment and see um everyone and everything come together and all of our hard work pay off. So super excited about it. Ready for next year. I'm going to start planning next year a little earlier so that, it won't be so much. But I thought I was early this year, but now I'm like, no. When you're planning a major event, it literally takes an entire year. Like you need to during this time of the year is when you need to be making sure that you have everything aligned for the following year. So like at least some hard dates. Of course, things change, but at least try to set some hard dates in place so that you're working towards those goals little by little. Especially if it's something major that you're wanting to attend or something major that you want to do. And, it's only up from here. So, hey, I'm ready. I'm planning. I am excited about the new season of the podcast. So this is the season finale. And, season finale, I always like to reflect and just do this episode by myself. And you guys seem to really enjoy these episodes, but I know that you guys enjoy having the guests as well. So I'm going to keep mixing it up because I enjoy it. I always learn stuff from the guests, and it just brings a different energy to my platform, and I love that. And so I'm loving all the people that I have lined up for next season. They're ready, I'm ready, and I know that they're going to bring you guys so much valuable information just by them telling their stories, just by them sharing what they're doing. Like, you can learn so much. And hopefully it inspires you and motivates you, because that's the whole purpose of my platform, is to just really, really inspire women and men. Because do have men who watch the podcast. I've had a couple men who've been on my podcast and they specifically asked to come on my podcast. And I love that. And so as long as you're being inspired and you're being motivated and we're helping you in some way, I mean, I love that for you. I love that for you, and I love it for me, because it just shows me that I'm walking in my purpose and that what I'm doing is valuable and it is inspiring to others, and people actually listen. And yeah, because most people think I'm super quiet. I'm like, no, I'm not really that quiet. I'm just very observant, and it takes me a while to really, really just warm up. But I think this year I've definitely grown in the social category. And so I'm going to continue to grow. And, I want you guys to really, really take the season finale episodes or any episode that I do by myself to just know that that's what God led me to do and that I have a message. And normally it's when I really have something to say, I'll do an episode by myself. Because what I don't like to do is bring people on my platform and then talk about myself. Like, I want to talk about them. I want to get into their stories. Okay. So let's shift a little bit. Today, because I was thinking, I'm like, man, I feel good today. I need to do my season finale. I've been saying this for like 2 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, today's the day I'm going to do my season finale. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. And I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? And then God put in my spirit, he said, gratitude. This is the perfect time. Thanksgiving just ended. We went through all what did we start with? We started with Labor Day. We went to Halloween. We went Thanksgiving, and then now we're getting ready to go into the Christmas time. And so it's the perfect time to really just sit down and reflect on what you're truly grateful for. And I'm just grateful for so many things. And I said, you know what? I want to share on my platform so that during this time, people will understand that you don't have to get stressed out during the holidays, because there's some things that you already have that someone would love to have. And so I think we have to learn to be grateful for the people we have, for the things we have, and not get so worried about what we don't have during this time of the year. Because it's easy to, get depressed because maybe you don't have money to buy gifts. But guess what? You have your health, you have your strength, you can get up, you can move around, you can be active, you can pick up your phone and call someone and have a conversation. Like, you can read a book. There's so many things you can do that literally cost you nothing, that someone that's in a hospital or homeless or not great, not in a position to have the little things that we take for granted. And so those are the things we need to reflect on during this time. And so I said this year, like, I'm getting with my sisters, I'm getting with my husband, and I'm going to choose a day. And, there's not going to be any work. There's not going to be anything. We're going to go and we're going to volunteer and we're going to give back, because that's what this season is all about. It's not necessarily about receiving all the time. Sometimes it's just about giving, and giving freely, and giving with the open heart and with the open mind, and just meeting people where they are, because we never know what's coming for us in life. We never know what hurdles we're going to hit. We may think that we're going to be in the best position all the time, but that's not necessarily true. And so it's important that we understand, we show empathy, we show gratitude toward others, because we may need that in return. Right? And that's what my platform really is all about, because allow yourself grace, allow others grace, be grateful, have gratitude, be willing to receive gratitude, you know, because it's easier said than done sometimes, because we get so caught up in what I don't have, what I wish I could do, where I wish I could go, instead of being grateful for what you can do. Um, my husband and I were listening to, I think it was a YouTube video this morning, and the lady on there, she was just saying, like, in life, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have things that come up that really, really challenge you, and they challenge your faith. And, it makes you question everything you stand for. But at the end of the day, you have to keep going, because what's gonna happen if you stop? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's happening when you're sitting still. But when you're in motion and you're still pushing forward, and you learn how to say, "Okay, I know that I'm feeling this way, but I'm not gonna let it stop me from having a productive day." Like, she gave the analogy of, "I'm gonna put the feelings in my purse, and I'm gonna wear it. It's gonna come with me to the grocery store. It's gonna come with me to work. It's gonna come with me to wherever I have to go in order to keep my life going and be productive. It's gonna be right here." you know? But I'm not gonna let it take over my whole day. And so I thought about that, and I said out loud before I knew it. I was like, the word is compartmentalize. Like, sometimes we have to learn to compartmentalize things so that we can be productive in other areas. And that doesn't mean that you're not sad. That doesn't mean that you don't have feelings. It just means that I know right now I got to put this in here because I got something I have to do. And so I think we always have to keep that in mind when we're experiencing heartbreak and we're experiencing hardships, is that we can't let it stop us. Like, we can't let it get the best of us. And also, too, we have to utilize the resources and things that we have around us. Okay. So since COVID, everyone has been on, okay, mental health, mental health, mental health. Like, some people are using it for good, some people are using it as an excuse. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then you have other people that are like, I have no idea what it is. I don't want to know. I'm not crazy, like, I'm not crazy. I don't need that stuff. You have like people that are for the resources, people that are against the resources, people that are actually using the resources that are out there. And then you have the people that just don't know what's going on, right? And so I think we have to continue to show up and be an example for people who are in limbo and people who don't want to deal with their mental health, or and for people who are already dealing with it. So it's like, you have to make sure that you're educated so you're able to speak to all the people. And so that's one of my goals for next year, is to continue to further my education in that area, because I want to make sure that when I'm speaking about things on this platform, and when other people are speaking about things on this platform, that we're giving the right information. Right? We don't just want to get up here and just say anything. So I make sure that we're giving the right information. Um, so the true meaning of gratitude, and I wrote this down in my phone because I wanted to make sure that I got the true meaning out so that you'll know exactly what we mean when we say gratitude. Gratitude is when you feel thankful for the good things in your life. Um, this could be stuff like I talked about earlier that people take for granted. We take the little things for granted. If you really start to think, most of the time, we have more good things going on in our life than bad. And I'm not talking finances, that's immediately what people want to go to. Well, I'm not rich yet, and I'm not this yet, but I want this yet. But what are you today? Like, where are you today? What have you accomplished? Because we're working towards progress, not perfection, right? But if you spend each day being ungrateful, you're not going to be making that much progress, because you're so busy complaining about what you don't have and where you are at the moment, that you forget about all the good things. You forget about, I'm up, I'm walking around, I can drive my car, I have gas, I have food, I'm not hungry. We forget about those small things. And as we end this year, I want you guys to like really take time to reflect, whether you're writing in a journal or maybe you're, doing something that relaxes you, like working out, just meditating, doing some yoga. Like, take some time to really just reflect on where I'm at the moment, where I'm going, and what my environment looks like around me. Okay. Because this year, first of all, it's went by extremely fast. Like, I'm like, dang, like I felt like we were just planning for last Christmas. Now we're just in it Thanksgiving and we're planning for this upcoming Christmas. It's like things are just going by so fast. So we think we have time, but we really don't. And so every day you get up, you need to make sure that you are doing something that makes you happy, that is going to help you make progress. And before you know it, you're going to be at the goal. But if we're getting up every day, we're angry, we're upset, we're stuck, we're like, time goes by so fast. Like, the hours go by so fast. I remember when I worked like a traditional 9 to 5, like where I had to go to work and clock in and do all those things. It seemed like the time went so slow. Like, I know I'm not the only one that felt that way. Like, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, it felt like the time just creeped by. Like, I would be literally looking at the clock like, man, is it time to go? But see, now that I'm at my business every day full time, I'm like, wow, the time literally zooms by. Like, we could schedule a business meeting in the morning, and before we know it, it's lunchtime. Like, when you're working for yourself, for sure, like, that time, it goes by quick. I'm sure you guys notice too, like, when you're off, on your off days, you're probably like, "Man, it's already time for me to go back to work." Because, man, it's just different. It's just different when you have to really, really structure your day. And so if you have to structure your own day, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just different. And so you have to make sure that you are still planning your day, because what happens is now you don't have anybody telling you what to do. Now you don't have any deadlines. You don't have these things that someone would normally give you if you were going to a place where people told you what to do. So now if you're on your own, you kind of got to plan out those days and plan out those times. So my sister just asked me before I came on to record, she's like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And I was like, "Working." Like, I'm still working. Like, and I said, "I'm working." I said, "This is what I did this morning. This is what I'm doing now. And, this is what I'm going to do later." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So I think what I'm trying to do is just provide myself with structure, but I'm giving it to myself. And I think that's why a lot of people fail when it comes to, doing things on their own, because they don't have anybody telling them what to do. That's why it's important to get a mentor. It's important to get a coach, have some type of accountability partner that's holding you accountable. For me, it's my husband, because he's like, "When are you doing this? When are you doing that?" And I'd be like, "Stop asking me that. I'm doing it when I'm doing it." But it really helps me self-reflect, and it helps me hold myself accountable for the goals that I set. And so what I did Sunday was I sat down and I wrote down everything that I want to complete before the end of this year. Because I swear those things that I wrote down, I'm like, I am not going into next year without having these things done. Period. If I have to just lock in for a whole 3-4 days, that's just what I have to do to get these things done. And these things are minute. It's like, when I really think about it, I'm like, these things are minute, because some of these things I've done for our clients, like I sat down for like 2 or 3 days and just really locked in on their stuff, dumped my intellectual property into their brands and their things that they have going on. And I'm like, why can't I do this for myself? I'm gonna stop giving myself excuses about, well, I don't have time, well, I'm at capacity. If I make time for someone else, I can make time for myself. And so that's what we have to look at when we're thinking about our goals, because we talked about this season. It's just stop saying we don't have enough time, because we do have time. It's just the way we plan out our time and its priorities. Sometimes everything in your body says, I need a break. I want to sit down. I want to lay down. I want to put my head down. But sometimes that's not an option when you know that you have a goal that you're trying to achieve, when you have something that you're trying to get accomplished. And if it's that important to you, you will make time. We say this all the time. People make time for what they want to make time for. That means that people make time for what's important to them. And so, if it's important to you, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, your family, your friends, your relationships, if it's important to you, you will make time for it. You will make time for it. And then on the other side of that is us not giving other people excuses for not being where they know they should be and where you know they have the potential to be. Stop giving them excuses. I'm not giving anybody any outlets. So call me mean, call me tough, call me bougie, call me all these things, but I'm not giving you a way out because you're having a hard time right now or you're struggling. That should be more fuel for you to want to achieve your goals. That should be more fuel if you have a kid to want to get up every day and grind it out. Like, that's the mindset that you have to have in order to be successful. All this, I'm tired, I want to lay down, like we getting out of that, okay? Because I have those times too, and I'm like, I gotta get out of that because that's not helping me make progress. That's not helping me move forward. And I'm just like, no longer can I sit down and have access to all the tools that I need. Like, I literally have no excuse to produce more content, to be more present, to, really do what I need to do. Like, somebody might say, I don't have a laptop, I don't have internet, I don't have this, that. Like, I literally sat down and said, all these goals I have on this paper, I have all the tools and things I need around me to make it happen. Whether that's access to people, whether that's access to resources, I have those tools available to me. And so I need to either put up or shut up. Like, get it done or don't talk about it. And that's actually in the Bible. Like, I was looking at one of our friends, they're business owners as well. And, she posted a reel. And that was one of the things that she posted in the reel. There was like a scripture. And the scripture basically said, like, God is only going to bless the people that's doing the work. He not blessing you if you chilling. Like, you just want the blessing to fall out the sky. You don't want to do anything for it. That's not going to happen, baby girl. It don't work like that. We have to execute. So every day we need to be executing. And it's okay. Some days you may only get two or three things done towards one goal. You may only get that done, like, and you're like, dang, this is all I got done today, but I spent 8 hours on it. So guess what? I made some progress. I bet I have a big chunk that I accomplished, because in today's society, everybody wants everything right away. And, it just doesn't come right away. And those are the times that we have to really just pray and just hone in and have faith in what we're doing. I just believe that those are the times that God is really testing your faith. Like, do you really believe? Like, I think so. The month I took off. So like for 2 or 3 months, I literally showed up on this platform. And 1 month I wasn't showing up on this platform, but I was literally struggling. Like, I was struggling mentally. I was struggling emotionally because I was dealing with my own shit. Like, I was dealing with my own shit, and I didn't want nobody to help me deal with it but me. And so, and God, it was me and God. It was me and God. And literally, I'm having conversations with God, and I'm screaming and I'm crying and I'm upset because something's not right. And I know it's not right. And I need to know what I need to do to fix it. And so that's when I really had to literally When we say fall on your face, that's the thing we said growing up in church. Like, fall on your face and cry out to God because He's the only one that can help you sometimes. That's just what we got to do. But see, that's what people don't understand when they're like sitting around and like, oh, well, this person's doing this. And oh, well, they're doing this and they're trying to be like this person, or, what are they doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because you're missing it. It's like you're missing it. And so that's why when I hear about somebody saying something about me or somebody being jealous of me, which is crazy, I literally just think to myself, like, y'all are missing it. We're missing it. Like, the part that you're missing is that God gave each one of us a unique gift. That's number one. Number two is what's for me is for me. And can't anyone get in the way of that. And vice versa. What's for you is for you. And when you align with what God wants you to do, and when you cry out to Him and you let Him lead whatever it is that you're doing, and you lean into the visions and you try to execute the visions and the goals that He's giving you, you have no choice but to win. That's not to say that you're not going to run into, problems and that things aren't going to go smooth. And that's not what He's saying. What he's saying is that trust me, have faith, and it's going to fall into place. So all this worried about what the next person has, worried about what the next person is doing is really irrelevant, because it really doesn't get you anywhere, because again, your blessings are your blessings, my blessings are mine, and you just got to do what you got to do for you, and never be afraid to cheer for others. Like, never be afraid to support others, especially when you see that they're moving with genuine and pure intentions. Like, how can you not support that? And if you feel like you can't, that's something that you need to deal with internally. So think about that. Think about that, because I believe that if the next person can have something, I can have it, but it's going to look different for me, because what's for me is not for you. And I think that that's just how we have to think, that everything about me is unique. Everything that you do and what you have going on is unique to who you are and who God designed you to be. And so when we moving into 2024, I just want you guys to continue to just show gratitude and to just be grateful and to be a giver, and not always be the one wanting to be on the receiving end of things. Because normally when you're always all about yourself, it doesn't work out that well, because you won't end up by yourself looking crazy. You will be looking crazy. People need people. That's why God put us here. We need each other. We need each other. We need the support. We need the genuine love. I just thank God for answering my prayers this year and really, really sending women, genuine women who really are out here like winning, and really clapping for each other. I love that for me. And my people that's been my people, they still my people. Because God not gonna let anybody stay around me that's not for me. He's always gonna reveal it. And so I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the people around me. I love y'all. I thank y'all for supporting me. I want to thank everybody who has come on my platform this year and just brought the heat, brought the valuable information. We're finally at 100 subs. I don't know if that means anything. Finally there. Finally at 100. Let's keep going up. I'm going to keep producing more content, bringing more fire people on. And, I'm just going to keep doing the things that God has called me to do. Also, too, I am going to be gracing other platforms with my presence, So hopefully what I have envisioned in my mind is that when I go and do other things on other people's platform, I want to record snippets and then let you guys kind of see snippets maybe at the end of my episodes, or maybe I'll make it a thing by itself. I'm not really sure. And then also to make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at AYG_allow yourself grace. And then you'll see my personal page there too. I'm gonna start posting some content on there. Because the thing about this platform is, I'm trying to really, really just like figure out how to let you guys see more of me. And so I think on my personal page, you'll get to see the other side of like the business Courtney and kind of what a day today looks like with me. And when I record for my other podcast, when I'm doing networking things, when I'm doing, you know, women empowerment things, like those are the things also too I want y'all to see as well. And so I'm going to be bringing those things to this platform as well, and merch is coming. I know. I like this is something that's been in the works for me for a bit. I have samples, I have things. But I just believe that God is changing the vision. And so that's why it's not out yet, but next year it's coming out, and yeah, we're going to be cute. We're going to be cute. We're going to be cute. And I'm really really motivated now, y'all, because I'm in a group where I'm telling you, these women, they killing it, and I love it, and I love it, and I'm killing it too. So we all killing it, and I love it, and we all finally got to meet. Like some of us hadn't met face to face. We like talk in this little group every day, and we finally met this past weekend, and it was just the connections were amazing. Some of them have been on the platform, but there's like 7 of them who haven't, and so they're going to be coming through this season, and I can't wait for you guys to meet them. But I'm excited about, just being around some boss women and watching them do their thing and bringing them to you guys so that you can see that, women of different cultures, different races can collab, and, Black women can collab. And I just want you guys to just see what healthy friendships and relationships look like and what motivation looks like. Like these women are they're in the gym every day. And I'm looking at them and they're at the event and I'm like, Courtney, get your shit together. Like that's motivation because they literally like posting there every day. But when I saw them in person and we were talking, and now they're holding me accountable. And so they're like, did you work out this morning? I'm like, no, I didn't get to work out this morning, but I'm work out when I get home. And so they're like, send a picture. So those are the things, those are the kind of people I want to be around. Most of them were at my event. I'm showing up to their events. Like that's what we're doing. We're going to collab on some things. And so I'm excited about that piece of my life that's evolving. And I'm thankful for my friends who have been my friends, my family who have, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all my riders. Thankful for y'all. Like I'm thankful for those things. I'm thankful for cultivating those relationships. And yeah, it's only up. It's only up from here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified. And remember to always, always allow yourself grace. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Well, guys, that concludes our episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. For additional information about today's episode, please click the link in the show notes below. To learn more about our Grace Girls community and other resources we have to offer, head over to www.allowyourselfgrace.com. Until next time, Grace Girls, I love you all, be blessed, and continue to strive for success.